Hi all, welcome to AWS Simplified channel. Today I am going to talk about a very important service from AWS side, EC2. The full form of EC2 is Elastic Compute Cloud. So in the directly if you go to the definition, EC2 instance is a virtual server in the AWS environment where you can deploy and run your applications. For example, if any client server architecture, we have, for example, we have a IRCTC application. So whenever we try to book the ticket, a request will go to the server. In the server, the application is running on the server. So whenever you hit the request from IRCTC website, the request will go to the server and we get the response. Same like in AWS world, the server is nothing but a EC2 instance. Okay. And before understanding the AWS terminologies, there are few things we should know. The first thing is scalability. Scalability means based on the demand, we can increase the servers dynamically. For example, before cloud, our most of the applications, whether it is a banking application, whether it is a mobile application, whether it is a telecom domain applications, in physical servers, we run our applications. For example, same example, I'm taking IRCTC. So whenever I try to book a ticket, the request will go to the server and we'll get the response. It is normal procedure, normal behavior. But sometimes in festival seasons, multiple users are trying to book a ticket. So at that time, the load on the server will be high, and there is a chance the server will crash. The server crashes. So at that time, in physical environment, we have only one option. We need to increase the servers to handle the load. Okay. But if you go to the AWS, based on demand, if the traffic on the application is very high, so it will automatically launches another server. It is called scalability. Okay. In scalability, we have two types: virtual scalability, horizontal scalability. Virtual scalability means, for example, if you increase we have one server, in that server, you have increased the CPU, memory or storage. But the server is same, but you try to increase the CPU. It is called vertical scalability. Horizontal scalability means it involves adding or removing. For example, like this: server 1, server 2, server 3. Automatically adding. If you don't want if you don't want, you don't have a load, you can delete the server. Okay, that is called scalability. And one more thing is, usually we speak about elasticity also. Elasticity means there is a small thin difference between scalability and elasticity. Elasticity means automatically scales resources up and down without manual intervention. Sorry. See, in this diagram, it is automatic based on the load, it automatically add the servers. But it is called elasticity. But scalability means it should be planned adjustment. There is a manual intervention. Like uh, if this load is there, after 15 minutes, it will add a upgrade another adding instance. It is a manual intervention. But elasticity means on demand based on the situation, it automatically gives the another server. And one more thing is compute. Compute describes the concepts and object related to the software computation. Computing means, for example, CPU, memory, networking, and storage. These resources to increase is called compute. Okay. Now, so now I'm going to compare the basic computer and Amazon EC2 instance. If you see the diagram, in basic computer, the main core parts of basic computer is, you know already, CPU, central processing unit, hard disk, RAM. The same computer, if you compare with the EC2 components, CPU means instance type processing power. If anybody is talking about instance type in AWS world, that means that person is talking about CPU. And RAM, here also we call RAM. Come to hard disk. There is a EBS volume. It is a service Amazon side. If you talk about operating system, AWS side, it's Amazon machine image. Firewall, it is a security group. For the security, any network card, here it is IP address. Okay. So just think as a basic computer that the same things available in EC2 instance, EC2 components also. Now I'm going to talk about EC2 pricing models. Okay. The first type is on-demand instance. On-demand instance means, for example, for this IRCTC application, I need a server. My requirement is, because of load, server is traffic is day by traffic is in, whenever it gets a more traffic, I need a server on demand. So I will launch the instance. I will pay the amount. See, for example, in our friend circle, there is a marriage function tomorrow. Okay. So I need a coat, traditional wear coat. So I went to the shop, ready-made shop. I have purchased for the 2000 rupees. I paid it and I use for that. I wear that suit and I attended the party. That's it. See, in on-demand instances also, fixed price, and it's a fixed rate per hour and based on the instant type. Okay. And one more thing, second thing, pay as you go. You are billed for that hours and utilize that server. So no commitment. There is no long-term commitment. Just I have taken one instance. I have taken one instance, EC2 instance. Okay. And there is no long-term contract is required. Just upfront payment also not required. Upfront payment means, and you are paying advance some money, nothing. You just launch the EC2 instance and you have deployed or run the application and you completed the task. That is on demand. And the second thing is reserved instance. Reserved instance means there is a long-term commitment. It requires commitment 1 or 3 years. Upfront payment. See, for example, you go to the movie theater. Okay. The movie theater, You have booked the tickets. You have booked the tickets. Ticket number something A1. Okay. A1 and A2. Okay. So that means for that, whatever the time you have sit and watch, enjoy the movie, the A1 ticket is reserved for you. Like that, to deploy your application, application, a reserved instance means you are reserving that instance to deploy our application. For that, full and partial payment advance, you AWS asks the commitment to pay some amount, upfront amount. So in this, there are two types of reserved instance. One is standard reserved instance, another one is convertible reserved instance. In standard RI, the discount of 72% of pricing. Okay, and provide the discount of 54% in the convertible RI. Okay, and another EC2 pricing model, spot instance. Spot instance means high capacity at low cost. Like, see, if you go to the IPL bidding, what they do, they purchase the players for that particular amount. Here also, AWS will announce a bid for base price. Okay. So the instances, if you use this, it significantly reduce the price. So when you go for spot instances means, if you know the start and stop time of that particular workload, at that time you go to the spot instance. And the next one is dedicated host. Dedicated host means full control over instances on the same on the machine. Dedicated physical machine means, for example, you have launched the EC2 instance. So it is only your application, only in that hardware, only your application only run in the virtual machine. Okay. And dedicated instance means no instances are isolated from other customers, but cannot control the physical server placement. But in dedicated host and dedicated instances, in dedicated host, the placement control of particular VM, where it should be, you can decide in dedicated host. And the next one is capacity reservations. Reserve the capacity in a specific availability zone without a long-term commitment. You just reserve the particular hardware or virtual machines. If you have any use, you can utilize. Otherwise, you don't use. Burstable instances. Here, there is a concept called CPU credits. For example, if huge requests are receiving to the IRCTC application, if these three servers also not able to handle the total traffic, that backend in AWS will add the compute power of 6 CPUs, 3 CPUs, like that. It will handle the load. Then if all the traffic is over, and it will be in the normal state. Okay. Okay. Next one is, there are Amazon EC2 instance types: general purpose, compute optimized, memory optimized, storage optimized, accelerated computing. If you go to the general purpose, it provides the balanced combination of CPU, memory, and networking. Okay, so ultimately we run our applications in the servers. Okay, in virtual servers in AWS environment, provides a balanced combination of CPU, memory, and networking. Examples is T2 Micro. it is having one CPU, 1 GB RAM. And T2 Nano, one CPU, 0.5 GB RAM, T2 small. So it is general purpose instances means you should remember CPU, memory, and networking. Compute optimized. This compute optimized means high processing power. For example, batch processing, web servers, machine learning, gaming servers, you should go to the compute optimized. Example, C4 large, C4 4.8 large. Memory optimized. It designed for memory intensive workloads. For example, your application should run very fast. In memory caching or databases, you should go to the memory optimized. These are the example: R4 large, 2 CPU cores and 15 GB RAM. Next one is storage optimized. Workloads requiring sequential database read write operations. For example, your application is trying to read the read and write operation from the database. At that time, you should go to the storage optimized. Accelerated computing uses hardware accelerators or computers for specific tasks like graphics and processing and machine. Few things required graphics, so accelerated computing. And if you go for EC2 families and instant type means, whenever you are trying to launch instance type means CPU plus memory. T2 Nano means 0.5 RAM plus 1 CPU. These are the examples. Cost management. AWS charges based on the usage hours, region, instant type, and data center. Based on the usage hours. Actually, after basically we create a free tier account, it gives us 750 hours of T2 micro instance usage per month. Okay, and now instance life cycle. The life cycle of instance is pending, running, stopped, and terminated. When in running state, you can stop and you can reboot or terminate the instance, but the stopped state you can terminate. Okay, and usually if you purchase a laptop, you try to install the operating system, but while you are launching EC2 instance, which type of server OS you want to install in your virtual machine, there is a concept called Amazon Machine Image. It is a pre-configured template of EC2 instance containing operating systems. Okay, so okay, it is having a AMI benefits, enhanced security, enable future and updates, and vulnerabilities. And the last and final topic is storage option in Amazon EC2. The storage option Amazon in EC2, that service is called Elastic Block Storage, Block Store. It provides a scalable high performance block storage resources that can be used within Amazon EC2 instances. Next, we can discuss how to instance our first Amazon EC2 instance Linux and in Windows. Thank you.